Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 66 of the Games Ahoy Podcast. It's I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Gape.
Hello.
And Zach Hamilton.
Yo.
I feel very I feel like I shouldn't be in this podcast right now because these two gentlemen, if you are listening to us, then you're missing out on a treat because Gape has a beautiful beard. But Zach Hamilton's beard is genuinely something else. We were having a little chat about it before we came on camera, and I was just saying that actually this actually kind of works perfectly. From me to to Zach is kind of like watching a video game character not shave their beard in like 3 different scenes.
It's Joel from The Last of Us.
It's literally yeah.
Oh, we get to be Joel.
Yeah, in the first game.
Ooh,
Let's go with the first
ouch.
game. Yeah, first game. Not saying the second game's bad. I just don't want to be Joel in the second game. That's all.
I don't want to be Joel in the first game.
Yeah, I was gonna
to
say,
be
I'll
fair,
pass.
if I'm going to be either one, it'll be Joel from the first game.
Yay, we're 30 seconds in and we're talking about The Last of Us.
We haven't spoken about that in a while. Just wait till Game
Oh,
Pass comes
true.
out.
Because Zach's here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 'cause I'm
exactly.
back.
Yeah, how you doing, gents?
All the better
Yeah,
seeing
man.
you.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's all really good. Oh, Dav, I didn't get to say to you, I haven't had a go of 12 minutes yet, but I just downloaded it. I think I'm going to play it this weekend.
Exciting.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
super
super excited. We were just saying again
Yeah.
before we started. Like, I've heard so many good things and bad things. Like that, I'm interested. Like. Because we were just saying that, but like you were raving about it, and like
Yeah.
I'm excited by that. But then other people are like, it's so weird and bad. I'm like, I'm kind of excited by that because I want to know why.
That makes it because it means that it's definitely done something.
Yeah.
If there are people who love it and there are people who hate it, it's done something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's not going to be dull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely made some choices.
Well, that we like choices. We like choices, and you can make a choice by listening to Video Games Ahoy every Thursday night. 5 o'clock, although potentially that's going to change because potentially, so don't listen to that. It might not be Thursday anymore. We'll try and keep it consistent to a day. It just, man, I said this last time, I'm back in work now, so everything's kind of a bit crazy, but we're going to try and get to a day and stick to it. It might be Thursday, it might be Monday, but it's probably one of those 2 days.
Could be Wednesday.
Could
Who
be,
knows?
you know what, it could just,
You know what? Maybe it'll be a Saturday.
It could-
It
if
could
it-
be any of the days.
it could be a Saturday.
Theoretically.
It won't be Quab's Day.
It won't be Quab's
No.
Day. That's not a real day.
No, it's not. No,
I
that's
need
just
Quab's Day
foolish.
to myself.
Yeah, sure. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Everyone needs that. But whenever it does come out, we will let you know, and there'll be a thing, and we'll try and keep it as consistent as possible. I've enjoyed our Thursdays, and I'll tell you why, gents. Because things seem to happen on Wednesdays and Thursdays in the video game industry. Like,
Sure.
Nintendo Directs tend to be like Wednesdays or Thursdays, so we get a chat about that. The Sony State of Play.
September, so hopefully there's a Nintendo Direct coming this month as
Yeah.
well.
Well, we get onto that maybe a little bit later on. But there are rumors. There are lots of rumors going around, swirling. Because you are right, September is the month of the Direct for like, I think it's since 2013 they've had one every single year,
mad.
apart from 1 year. It's crazy. So yeah, we'll get into that. But going back to the podcast, we're on YouTube, we're on Patreon, we're on all the podcast places like Spotify and Deezer. So if you're listening to us now after the live event, then thank you. And if you're watching us live, then thanks, appreciate it. It's great. All right, should we get on to the news?
Absolutely.
Let's see what's
Should we
happening.
chat about the news? So I actually said to Zach before we started again that we try not to talk too much about rumors. Like sometimes like there was that Mario thing, which was like a big thing, and then it actually happened because so many people were so insistent that it was going to happen. So we're going to talk about a little tiny one that it's been picking up a lot recently, and I just want to quickly chat about it, get you guys' thoughts on it. So that is about Game Boy and Game Boy Color potentially coming to the Nintendo
yes.
Switch Online. This is via Nintendo Life, who reported on the latest Nate the Hate podcast. It's a very good podcast. 100% would recommend listening to it. Anyway,
Second best podcast I know of.
yes, after Tifo Football, that's what I would say.
Whoa.
Anyway, an insider, Nate Drake, talks about how Nintendo might be adding Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles in the coming weeks. And this all stems from a data mine dating back to 2019. I actually remember reading that a long time ago and thinking, and then we didn't hear about it again. So this is
Is that his real name?
I know Nate is his
Surely
first
not.
name. Drake is
Surely
not.
not.
Nate Drake is. It's like. I think it's just yeah. Nate the Hate is how I didn't even know. It just says Nate Drake. Don't know why. Maybe Nintendo Life is trolling me. Probably. Anyway,
that would be uncharted territory.
Oh, delicious. Anyway,
don't be so naughty, dog. So, I don't know why I wanted to follow up your very good joke with my fine theory.
I was just trying to think of something worse so that we could just get the we did
that. Yeah.
You've really got to ratchet it up with.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
That was a bit clanky.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, it revealed there's going to be emulators inside the Nintendo's NES app. There were 4 different ones. We revealed 2 of them because the NES and the SNES. There's a third one, which is Hyoko, and there is a 4th one as well, but they're not quite sure on that is. The third one, they are pretty certain, and Nintendo Life have corroborated this as well, that it is the Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles. Some think that the 4th one could be Game Boy Advance, which would be amazing, because I grew up loving Game Boy, but I don't know what it is. The Game Boy Advance was kind of, I don't know. I love the Game Boy Advance. I think it was a great console. But yeah, I just want to get you guys' opinion on it, like, because it's interesting that they haven't brought anything since the SNES app, and I think that was in 2019.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 years. There's been a 2-year gap, and the SNES app in particular, the titles they've been bringing out let's just say they've been dipping in quality ever since that first initial batch.
And not like dipping into like a bag of quality stream.
No.
Like dipping in quality.
Yes, dipping.
I just don't want anyone to get confused and think that they were actually producing any good content.
Sure. We need to make that distinction because Quality Street
they are not
quality, and the Nintendo titles are not quality. Anyway, it's a really good podcast. I'd really recommend us to actually listen to it the other day. And they had some really good points about like just the legacy content from the Game Boy. There's certain stuff they'll be able to bring, certain stuff they wouldn't be able to bring. Pokemon was the one thing Pokemon like to do their own thing, and if there's a chance that they could get a Pokemon game and restyle it like Let's Go, I think maybe they would do that. But even still,
they did put the Pokemon games on the 3DS, didn't they?
They did, but you have to buy them still.
Yeah,
it's like it's the whole point of the fact that it's free, and I know obviously
I see.
Nintendo own them, but Nintendo,
yeah.
So it's a really interesting thought. All I was thinking is are there any games in particular that you fellas would like to play? And do you think there's any? Do you think that this will be a good thing? Do you think that like this could happen?
Wario Land.
Do you know what's funny? I was thinking of Wario Land, and I don't know why. That's like the first thing that came to my mind. It's a really good game.
It's probably because there's little to no access to Wario Land titles on Nintendo Switch at the moment, and that's a shame because they were so silly and great. You know.
Yeah.
There must be some Fire Emblem Game Boy games.
I'm not sure if there was any. This is the thing. I think they started coming out on the Game Boy Advance. I think that's when they started coming out. But
there's not talk of having the Game Boy Advance stuff then.
Well, not from what. So basically, what they've said is it could be the 4th one, but like,
right?
Probably not because they do like Nintendo have been enjoying like taking a lot of those games. Like I think one of them recently was Advance Wars. They're just remaking Advance Wars, so like they are taking some Game Boy Advance games and remaking those. So yeah,
Pokemon Pinball.
Pokemon Pinball was actually one they mentioned, and that would be really interesting because that was a huge seller in the game. Yeah,
the Pokemon Trading Card game was good.
Oh no, Bondos 2K UK has mentioned Zach's favorite game, Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris.
Bullshit.
Let's go.
Yeah, but it is interesting because once you take out like a couple of the games that probably wouldn't be there, maybe like Pokemon, it does. I don't know. Would they put Link's Awakening on there?
They can't put Link's Awakening on, surely.
I mean, they've got a bunch of Zelda games. They've got Link to the Past on the SNES one.
That is true, actually. But I guess at the same time, they want it? Because Link's Awakening, I guess they're not really going to clash because you're just playing the original one when the newer one has its own reasons to buy it. It looks beautiful and the music is incredible. But yeah, that could be a good one. I would be interested in playing the original version of that. And obviously, you've got all the Mario Land games as well.
Mario Land would be great.
And there are some Donkey Kong games on there as
Loads
well
of Donkey Kong games,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just really interesting. I just thought we'd have a little chat about it because I think that'd be really... I'd actually really appreciate that. There's a load of games on the Game Boy that I wished that I had actually played when I still got my Game Boy. I got a yellow one.
And lots of games that I want to play for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to say you played them. Just to say you played them.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, now I know what that plays like.
To be fair, I think if they were going to bring one of the Game Boy, one of the two Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, I would prefer the Game Boy Advance because there is so many games on that I'm just desperately wanting to find, but they're so expensive. I'm trying to buy like some DS games, especially like I'm not saying Metroid is on the DS, like it is on the DS, but like stuff like that, Metroid and Fire Emblem is really expensive to get those games. Like, so if Nintendo gives us a way to be able to play them, I'm all for it. Because otherwise we just have to get illegal. I'm not recommending it, by the way. I'm just saying that right now. Anyway, let's move on. Sony has just announced that there's a State of Play next week, which is weird because they've announced it in quite a lot of time. It's a week. So
any info on it? Or
next Thursday. So I've got a bit of information. So they got this is from Sony's blog. You've been awfully patient, and we thank you for that. And we're now looking forward to showing you what we've been working on. Tune in next Thursday, September 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. British Time, and 10 p.m. in Europe for a look into the future of PS5. The showcase will weigh in around 40 minutes and include updates from PlayStation Studios and some of the industry's most imaginative developers for games releasing this holiday and beyond. And stick around after the presentation to get more updates from some of the studios featured in the showcase. I mean, I'm happy to see any of these shows. I love watching just because they have been pretty good recently, especially the Xbox ones. So it'll be nice to see what PlayStation have to offer because I do feel like they've been lacking behind the Xbox ones in particular recently. And we just haven't had that many of them. Although we had that State of Play was it about a month ago now? And
was that the rubbish one?
It was literally pointless. They could have just put all of the clips onto Twitter like Nintendo were doing when they didn't want to do directs for some reason, and it would have been fine. It was genuinely pointless. But you guys excited to see anything?
Yeah, I mean, if they show God of War, then they've won. Then it doesn't matter what else they show in those. It's 40 minutes. It's pretty good.
40 minutes is pretty good.
I'm wondering about maybe VR as well.
They did mention VR. They have mentioned VR. So I'm assuming we'll see something with that, whether it's the new VR they're working on or some VR titles in general. But yeah, I think they've already mentioned there will be something from VR, which is interesting. Yeah. Zach, any game you're looking forward to on the PlayStation?
Not really, man.
What about Horizon 2?
Well, I was just going to say, they actually mentioned, I don't know if you've seen today, they've announced Horizon 2's, and they're basically doing the same thing they did with Ghost of Tsushima, where if you want to buy it on the PlayStation 5, you've got to pay an extra, like 10, 15 quid, I can't remember how much it was. And a lot of people are upset about that, and I get it, especially with Xbox, again, doing all the great things that it does with the titles. But saying that, I'd be really excited to see Horizon 2. What about you guys?
I haven't played the first one yet. I have it, and I really wanted to play it at the time when I didn't have it, like when it came out.
Yeah.
And then since probably maybe like a year after that, I kind of lost interest, and I just haven't really got around to doing it yet. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure I'll really enjoy it. I've only heard good things. It's just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
You know me. I can't be bothered with open worlds basically at all anymore. Like I feel like every time I say it, I'm even less interested in playing open worlds.
No, you're right.
I just can't be bothered. I mean, I would probably go back and play an open world on the Switch if I had a Switch, because I don't mind like having something I can take places. Like I just don't really see myself sitting down for hours and jumping into an open world right now. Nothing against open worlds. I think they're very good. I just can't be bothered.
That's literally how I sunk 100 hours into The Witcher 3.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that way, right? Like,
as
soon as it's in your pocket, I've been playing. I said to you last week, I've been playing Radical Red, and I've been playing it on my Game Boy, not on my phone at all. But having something right there in my hand, it's like, right, well, I've got a couple minutes. I can just jump in.
100%, man. It's completely. But it'd be interesting to see what they bring out. Whether there's any surprise titles. God of War will be nice. I'm not sure. Maybe that. I don't know. That would be nice. I imagine Horizon's going to be there.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, surely. And
I mean, they could show more Deathloop.
I was just about to say Deathloop, but surely at this point we've seen enough of it. but they're going to because it's out in what, like next week? Is it out next week?
Yeah, it's out this month. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's coming out soon. So I imagine they will see. We will see a bit of Deathloop.
Are people hyped about Deathloop, or how are people feeling
reviews?
about it?
Like the previews I've read, not the reviews. The previews of the people that have played it, they say it's pretty good. It's not. It's just. It just seems one of those games where it's really hard to describe what it actually is until you play it.
Sure.
So, yeah. I don't know. I will definitely play it at some point, but whether that is when it comes to Xbox.
Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's coming out next September on Game Pass. I am in no rush to try that game.
Yeah, 100%. Completely agree. Right, let's move on. Dav, I think you're going to be potentially upset. I don't know about this one. So China's NetEase is in talks to hire creator of Sega Yakuza series. Bloomberg's Takashi Mochizuki and Zeping Huang have written an article in Bloomberg. They said NetEase Inc. is in final negotiations to poach Yakuza franchise creator Toshihiro Nagoshi. Is it Nagoshi?
I don't know.
I believe so. I apologize if I've said that wrong. From Sega, a sign of how Chinese games companies are expanding beyond their home turf during a government-led crackdown. Just a side note of this, have you seen that China have said that they're limiting people to playing games a certain amount during the week?
Yeah.
Children, it's like 1 hour a day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like 1 hour on the week, during the week, I think 1 hour a night they were allowed to play, and like on the weekend I think it was up to 3, but still, it's crazy. But yeah. Now, so anyway, they're looking to poach... what's his name again? Toshihiro Nagoshi. I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong. I don't know if I have. And that would mean he goes away from doing the Yakuza games. And Dav, how does that make you feel?
Well, because I don't know much about the actual development of the games.
Yeah.
And the most recent one is taking a turn towards turn-based.
Yeah.
I guess the question is this person that they're taking responsible for the combat system that was in Yakuza 0 to 6, or responsible for like all the zany mad stuff that's in Yakuza 7 as well as the rest of them? So I think I'll have to wait until there's words on Yakuza 8 for me to understand the ramifications of this.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. But then I'm expecting Xbox to announce they're going to buy Sega at Tokyo Game Show.
But they did say they're going to do something big, so
we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
Are they allowed to do that? I feel like they've bought everything by now, right? Like, I'm sure that there's a monopoly law on this.
There's definitely been word of them
stage.
wanting to buy a Japanese studio.
Well, they might. I can see them like buying studios from Sega.
That is a good
something
shout.
like that, because I know they've restructured so that their gaming division is now separate from everything else they do, which would imply that they're looking to get rid of it. As opposed, like, why would you separate it all off unless you're trying to get rid of it?
See, Atlas would be an interesting one because they are owned by Sega, but like Xbox did a good deal with, was it Persona 4 on the, well, not Xbox, but Microsoft did a good deal with them because I know it's on it's on Steam. Is that Steam? It's on the computer. I know you can play that game. Apparently it's really good and it got really good reviews. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes because I know he's been involved with loads of other Sega games as well, so it's like a really big deal.
For sure, and also the studio, I think it's pronounced Ryuga Gotoku, don't know, who make the Yakuza games and the Judgment games.
Yes,
there is some. Judgment was supposed to be the next a parallel franchise now, with the old school mechanics that Yakuza did have, the sort of beat 'em up style, but the lead actor in them, the main star of the Judgment games, there's a whole drama between like his agent and the company and him about like allowing these games to go on PC, and it's all very weird. But basically, it seems like Judgment might not, if the Judgment series does carry on, won't be carrying on with the main character, which is a big shame. I'm really enjoying what I've played of Judgment so far, but so with the then creators of Yakuza and Judgment then buggering off to China, it might be that they create a new Yakuza. And we still have Yakuza, and then we have a new, completely separate game of the same style, but in a different area. Which, I'd be happy to see that.
And
we'll see.
And sometimes, like we talk about like Zelda, we talk about like all the great Nintendo games. Like, what's his name? The main man.
Oma?
And not Onuma. But like he wasn't on board until Ocarina of Time, and for a lot of people that's been when all the best games have come. So like, just because the original guy has left doesn't mean that the games necessarily go bad. Like you say, David, I think it's a good shout. Sometimes it pushes in a different direction. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But at the same time, I think a lot of people are sad that it just feels like the end of an era. That's all. All right, let's move on. So this is going to be Zach. This is going to be for you. And by that, I say it sarcastically because it's about Pro Evolution Soccer. And this is just very quickly about the updates. And I just wanted to speak to Dav about this actually because I know Dav, you play FIFA. Whereas I tend to play Pro Evo, or you have previously played FIFA, and it's just interesting because they're just going in completely separate directions. So Pro Evolution Soccer has announced that it's going to be released on September the 30th, but there's loads of caveats to this because like basically what they've said is that you can only play friendly matches locally or online, and to start off with, there's like 9 teams will be available to start off with, and then what has it got? The autumn update will include like new modes where like all the traditional Pro Evolution Soccer stuff they're going to add in over the course of the next coming months. That kind of scares me a little bit. I love Pro Evolution Soccer. It's the only football game I like playing, just because it's the way I just like the way that it plays. Just fundamentally the way it plays. It's very different to FIFA, and both are not. Both are fine. You can whichever one you prefer. For me, I've always preferred PES for so many reasons, and it kind of scares me that they're not so much taking risks. I don't mind taking risks, but it's just I'm worried that like they're saying the autumn update will also include the following new modes, and this is going to take like a really long period, and that people will just fall off playing it because gaming is a habit for a lot of these for a lot of stuff like this, and it's really hard for Pro Evolution Soccer to compete with FIFA anyway. Purely just on like what FIFA can do with the money and the numbers that it has. So I'm just really worried for the series. Hopefully, like those fears are they won't come to fruition, and it's not as bad as what I'm thinking. But I'm just worried that like staggering stuff that you can get on the base game now or like from the previous years is just that scares me a little bit. I just thought I'd ask what your thoughts are about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely interesting, and I think they do need to shake it up because otherwise PES was going to be dead anyway. And maybe this is just a way of them to get the game out in a decent enough time, and then they can go, right, the modes that we were trying to work on, we fell behind. Let's get it out in some form, make it into a living experience, a living game. And
I think that's what they're going for. I think that is essentially what they're going to be updating it like over the course of a long period of time, which could be good, but it also could be not so good.
For sure, but it also then prevents tying them to, well, we need to make sure that we have any updates to the career mode, we need to make that on this date. Like, it gives them that freedom then to be like, well, actually, what is making us money here, what isn't, and you may start to see some of the modes that you like that aren't their versions of Ultimate Team.
Oh man, I just can't get into Ultimate Team. Or the PES variation. I just can't do it. It does not appeal to me whatsoever.
So, we'll see. I'm interested, actually, in a game called UFL.
Yes, I saw that as well.
Announced at Gamescom. It's a free-to-play football game, or they call it fair-to-play. So, we'll see. It seems to be a direct answer to the FIFA shenanigans.
It's interesting because, like, that does seem more like a PES type of game, the way that they've, like... It does seem like more like classic PES. And I think the great thing about... The one thing I always loved about PES is that, like, you can download... Like, you can go online and it's fine. You can get the data patches and have all the kits and stuff. And it's totally fine. It's not a problem whatsoever. So it's never really been an issue for me over like what the players look like because you can get patches. And so it'll be interesting for something like that if they just go along that route of, okay, well, we're just going to get our community to help us out. We'll make the base game, we'll make it as good as we can, and you can, we'll have everyone else go out and make the stuff, that kind of stuff.
If they could have like a create a mode.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Where like you could make like a season, like a career mode.
That'd be cool.
Something like that would be quite fun.
All right, we'll stop there because I can tell that Zach is drifting off into the distance. Zach, we're back. It's fine.
You know what? I was listening, and then I was like, I just thought of a really appropriate video to share to the Discord. So I've just spent the last 5 minutes trying to get back into my Discord because I've not been able to get into it for a long time. Anyway, that's what I'm working on.
Right.
Moving on. What's next, Jonny?
Next, we're just going to talk about Xbox Game Pass. We're going to just talk about a couple of games. Zach, the second game on this list is for you specifically, and I mean this. So these are all games that come in September at different times of the month. Some for console, some for PC, and some for streaming on the cloud. I'll just run through them very quickly. So we got Craftopia, Final Fantasy 13, Zach. It's coming. It's out today.
Why do you
Make it
Why do you keep raising my hopes like this? Keep getting excited like there's going to be something cool, and then you give me some bullshit.
Science of the Sojourner, I believe that's what it's called. Surgeon Simulator 2, Access All Areas. That looks interesting. Crown Trick. Is it Breathage? That looks like Breathage. That's how it's...
Breathage?
Yeah, Breathage. I don't know. Nuclear Throne. That's... I hope that's a toilet game. Just... That would be amazing. The Artful Escape.
That is a game I'm looking forward to.
That is a toilet game?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Okay, well, Nuclear Throne might be. We don't know. And that's it. But we'll talk about Xbox games with gold because we've got 2 games coming out as well. That's the Warhammer Chaos Bane from September 1st to the 30th, so the whole month. And there's Zone of the Enders HD collection. I loved Zone of the Enders as a kid. Me and my brother used to play it all the time, so I'm really excited about that. It's out for the first 2 weeks.
Game.
It is, yeah, it is a Hideo Kojima game. And I'm really excited about it. So I've already downloaded that. I'm going to give it a little whirl at some point this week. And to round this off, we'll just quickly talk about the PS Plus. 3 games will be made available to claim. That's Overcooked, All You Can Eat on the PS5, Hitman 2 on the PS4, and Predator Hunting Grounds. I can vouch for Hitman 2. It's a bloody good game, but I already have it. I don't want to play Predator. And Overcooked, All You Can Eat on the PS5. Yeah. Zach, you going to pick up any of those?
You know what? I'm actually... wait, this is for the PlayStation...
PlayStation Plus, yeah.
Thingy, yeah. I'm actually...
The other 2 are PS4.
I'm actually, as a result of this month and a series of other months, I'm actually going to end my PlayStation account.
Wow.
Because I don't know, when I first got it, it was like loads of cool games I really enjoyed. And now every month I go like, yeah, I guess that could be cool.
Yeah, they've had a bad couple of months. I would say like Overcooked and Hitman 2 is pretty... That's a decent return to form.
If you've not played...
You've not played them, yeah. Like, I've played...
Yeah. Do you know what? I've played Overcooked, and I think I'm the only person I know who just doesn't like it. Because the problem with it is, okay, here's my 5-minute gripe about it. Everyone who plays it, who I know, really takes it seriously, and that spoils it for me so badly. Like, everyone's like, we've got to get 5 stars. I don't know what the measurement is, and I'm like, why can't we just have fun with me throwing all of your ingredients in the bin? Because I think that's funny.
ACP, I vote to kick Zach out of the group.
No.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I think there is a juxtaposition with Overcooked where, like, after the first world or two, the amount of points you need to progress is actually quite... You have to take it serious.
Yeah.
And, like, you can't really afford to have fun.
It's really funny though, because you hear the music, down, 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 and it's so colourful and lovely, and then you end up just screaming at each other.
Yeah.
See, I don't need that. I need games that are gonna make me friends. I don't need to fall out with anyone. I'm good.
Zach needs full-on chill vibes right now. He does not need Overcooked in his life.
Zach needs chill vibes and friends.
Yeah. Zach needs friends.
Preach.
Awesome. Gents, do you have any news very quickly before we move on to games we are playing or have played? No.
No, man.
Oh, just DokeV still exists.
Yeah. Man, it does look good. I watched that. Okay, it does look very good.
Wait, what is it? DokeV?
It's DOKEV. It's that game I talked about last week where it was just absolutely mad and you played as like kids in some like jolly version of GTA.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Jolly GTA.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone want to talk about? Do you know what? I normally go last when it comes to games, so I'll just go first because I'm not really going to talk about it too long anyway. I've been replaying 2 games at the same time, which is really weird, but it's because I'm kind of comparing them, and that's Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I've got Red Dead Redemption 1 on Xbox because they do backwards compatibility, which is genuine, and I mean this, incredible. It genuinely is incredible. Like in fact, it I enjoy it so much that it makes me angry that I've got PlayStation 4 games, like not PlayStation 4 games, but like I've got like games from like the PS2 era that I just can't play on my PlayStation, whereas I can genuinely play Xbox games, the original Xbox games, on the Series X, which is genuinely amazing. And so I've been dipping between Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, and I've been really enjoying it. You know, like it's Red Dead Redemption 1 is it has aged, but it's weird because the thing that's aged the most is like the sound design. Like it's really fascinating that it's just the quality of the audio, and I like even when it comes down to the characters speaking, it has a tinny quality to it that most games had back then, and you don't really notice it until you go back and play them and you compare it to now, where the sound quality is so good. Like it's so crisp, it sounds clear, everything's great. Whereas going back and playing that's
something you can't change unless you have like the raw files.
Exactly. It's just really hard to fix. You just have to live with it. You can tweak it a little bit, but otherwise it's still a really, really good game. And that's Red Dead Redemption 1, and like I said, I've been playing number 2 as well. And with 2, I'm not really playing the story. I'm just going because both the map from Red Dead Redemption 1 is in 2, so you can go and explore all of the stuff from 1 and just see and just notice how it changes or how it differs. And I've just been doing that, and I've been really enjoying myself. I love those games so much. I know Zach is saying that there's too many open world games, and I do agree with you to a big extent. I think for these two that. It's weird, like sometimes it does things and I laugh because like they don't handle very well. Honestly, the characters handle really badly, like to the point where it's frustrating. Like in fact, I read it's really funny. There was this, and it's kind of funny in a sense. Like there was a woman being kidnapped by someone in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was like, oh, I'll save her, and I shot the guy in the face. And then the horse kept running, and I took her off. Like I caught up with the horse, and I took her off the horse. And as I took her off the horse hit me from behind and killed her. And I was like, like it's great that's what the game allows to happen. But I was just like, really? Like this not fair. Come on. But you know what can you do? Great games. I love them both, and I'm really enjoying playing them again. That's all I want to say. How about you guys?
I've got 2 games.
Go for it.
One of them is a game that I will be deleting as soon as we finish the podcast.
I always love these, especially because like you always come on and just like, I love this game. This game can go in the bin.
This game can absolutely go in the bin, and it is the 2019 remake of Medieval.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame.
PS1 game. Yeah, it is a shame. I just streamed it for 4 hours, and I really enjoyed the first 3 hours. And then just the cracks started to show in like, and the thing is, right, my problems are multiple, but
do you mean your problems or the games?
Both. There's a very hefty Venn diagram of those games.
Problems.
A lot of my problems are the problems in this game, which is combat is flawed and things don't happen when you expect them
that's
to.
Like, how can you play a game based on combat when it's flawed? Like that sucks.
Oh, that was a Dav problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, right. Oh, it's just so annoying. Like, you just the enemy animations are so slight that you can't tell. There's not enough feedback for when you're getting hit and taking damage, and they hit for so much damage that you're just dwindling like constantly. And I spent a good hour on this one like what's the word? Not voluntary, like a side quest, but it's optional mission. This optional level where you're in this ant's nest and you have to get some nectar. Whatever, and there's this really annoying firefly. It sounds and looks like Phil Mitchell if he was a little purple cherub.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
get out my pub.
And the first time you hear it is amazing. And the game's got skippable cutscenes, except for one cutscene, which was the second cutscene in this level. And if you die, even at the very end of the level, at the boss, you have to go right back to the beginning of the level and do it all over again.
Right.
And this level is a labyrinth of an anthill, and you have to find 6 fireflies and 7 bits of the nectar, and then get to the end, and then fight the queen ant. And the queen ant boss level, which apparently is infamous online, but it's just so frustrating to do it over and over and over again, do the whole level, and it's like, The whole level looks the same. There's no way of getting... and it's like...
That's annoying.
And it should be fine if I was playing the PS1 game.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm playing a 2019 game, and it's been rebuilt from the ground up, so there's no excuse as to why the levels look so confusing to navigate as they do. And there's no reason why the combat needs to be so sloppy as it is. And I've not mentioned numerous problems with the combat that I also have. But there is a lot of charm in there, and it's if anything, it's really frustrating that the game plays so poorly that I can't enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because I really want to, and there is a lot to like in there. It's just so marred by so many technical things that don't have to be in a game that was made in 2019.
Is it Activision? Is it? It's not Toys for Bobs. Toys for Bobs.
It's Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob. It's neither of them. It's a company. I looked it up while I was on stream because I was like, who are these guys? Who am I supposed to be angry at right now? And for the most part, they've just done ports of things. But they did a game that Dav really likes called Project Winter. And that's kind of it. Everything else is kind of ports. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh game in there. There's like some really weird ports that they've done. But yeah, it was frustrating to play. But a game that wasn't frustrating to play. And I completed it Tuesday and confirmed that it is my game of 2020... whatever this year.
I think I know what this is going to be.
So far, is Psychonauts 2, baby.
So,
my gosh.
When I said about 12 minutes that I've heard good and bad, I only read great things about this game.
This game is phenomenal, start to finish. I maybe have like... It's one of those things where like you have like one or two minor gripes of like one time where like, oh, you fell through a platform, but like it was so inconsequential and it happened so rarely that you like, you little game, you.
Yeah, I like you more because you're flawed.
Yeah. I like your flaws as well as your good things, baby girl. And yeah, like, my gosh, this game, speaking of charm, it's just got it coming out of its ears, and it's just incredible. I really do suggest playing Psychonauts 1 first, because you'll be fine not playing it, but you'll get so much more out of it if you do. Just, like, little things like, you can spend some of the in-game currency to, like, make your telekinetic hand like stroke animals when you see them, and he just goes, I really like not killing animals. And like it's just because in the first game like you're going around exploring and suddenly there's just like a bear that starts attacking you and you have to like kill it in order to get past it and stuff, and it's just like loads and loads of little nods. There's just so much care has been taken into this game, and you can tell from start to finish. The Jack Black level, I don't know if you remember there was a Psychonauts 2 trailer where it was just like a music video of Jack Black singing this song. That mind that you go into, which is like this sort of Woodstock 70s trippy, like all these different colours, and like you have to like do all the different senses and stuff, and it's like if Control was on an acid trip. The whole game is like if Control was on an acid trip, and Control is on an acid trip already. Like you start off, the first level is you're inside a mind of someone who's scared of the dentist, and so like the whole world is based around like teeth and mouths and like all this stuff, and it's just incredible. You're like, there's so much design and like intricacy, and you're like, well, of course, like the first 15 minutes of any game is going to be the best 15 minutes, and then you go into the next world, and it's like there's one where it's like a bowling alley within a shoe, and the germ people are scared of like this spray that's going to come and murder them all. So you have to like roll around on bowling balls like through these like twisting alleys to like reconstruct it all, and then there's like Armageddon that happens, and then there's another world where you're inside like a mail room and someone's like sorting all this mail, and you're going around it and you have to like find different pieces to a typewriter that spell out a name for someone and like unlocks a part of someone's brain so you can like access some memories and get some plot. And then there's like, it's just every different level is just so great and unique. It's incredible. And I love it, and there's so much character in it, and like there's one bit, and I won't spoil much about it, but there's a character called Nick John Smith, and all the other characters have these bizarre names, and then there's just like Nick John Smith who like works in the mailroom, and they're like and then something happens to him and he gets his brain sucked out. It's not a big spoiler. It's right at the beginning, but everyone's like, "Oh, Nick, we love Nick," and it's like this character that you've never heard of, and you can only see characters from the first game, and they're like, "Oh, Nick, he's such a sweetheart. He's so fun to be around, and he's great. What a shame to lose Nick." Oh, and it's just like every new character you meet, and they go, "Have you heard what happened to Nick? I know, and such a great guy too." And it's just like lots of little things in there, and like it's just got charm coming out of his ears, and it's just what was really great to see is that. What can happen if Double Fine get a budget? Like, what they can actually do if they get the budget and the time they need to make a game.
Yeah.
And, like, they said, Tim Schafer said when the Xbox deal went through originally, he was like, if this didn't happen, this game wouldn't have boss fights. Like, we were literally in the process of taking the boss fights out of this game because we didn't have time to, like...
Wow.
Yeah, and when you play them, the boss fights are great. Like, there's not a single boss in that game that I'm like, okay. Even the ones that have slight gimmicks. Like, there's one mind you go into where it's called Ram It Down, and you're in a food-based game show where you have to make these mad meals for these huge hand puppet goats. And... the way you do that is you take different members of the audience who are all different foods and you have to like murder them in really grotesque ways. And like one of them is like a piece of bacon that you have to like a piece of ham that you have to slice and then fry to turn it into bacon. But the big thing that chops them is a massive robot pig, and like this bit of ham that you've got taken up there is his grandson.
Oh.
So like he has to like chop his grandson into like half, and then you have to fry him in this massive like frog thing, and it's just absolutely mad. And that's just one level. That's one level in this game, and it's incredible. You have to play this game, man. It's so good.
So one thing I've read a couple of times, and a few people have said it. A lot of people say it's the best platformer they've played since Mario Odyssey. So what's that, like 4 years? The last 4 years, which I mean that's
absolutely.
I've got it downloaded, ready to play. I just want to. I've got some other games to go through first, but I'm definitely going to play that. It sounds amazing.
It is in the top. Without doing any thinking, it's definitely in the top 3 3D platformers of all time.
Yeah, awesome. That's wicked, amazing. Do you have anything else?
No, play that game. Play Psychonauts 2.
Zach, what are you going to tell us, man?
I played a game on the Game Pass this week that my housemate sat down and said, let's download a game and put something on, and we played something called Boyfriend Dungeon. So great.
Yes.
Have you played it?
No, but I've seen so many people talking about it. Sounds hilarious.
It's pretty new. I think it came out like middle of last month.
Yeah, it wasn't. It hasn't been that long.
Which is rare for me. You know me, I fucking wait years to play a game. But we were just like, fuck it, it's on. Like, let's just see what it's like. And
has anyone heard about this new game, Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, that's me. That's 100% me. But yeah, so it's a halfway between. Well, it's a mixture of a dating sim and a dungeon crawler, which is kind of great because I've never played a dating sim. I've seen people play them, but I've never played one myself. And I don't really normally like dungeon crawlers. I find dungeon crawlers, they just don't do it for me. Sure. Usually that is the case. But something about the way that it's very nicely written, in my opinion. There's a lot of like really nice bits of animation, and the characters are all really fun, and it's just a cute little world, and yeah, it's really fun. And that kind of makes to me, the dating sim makes the dungeon crawler more fun, and the dungeon crawler makes the dating sim more fun. It's a nice sort of pace to the whole thing. I haven't played very much of it. I don't know if I'll get to the end of it. I think if I was going to recommend it, I would say play it with a friend, because that's way funnier and way more fun. And you can like sit and make choices together, and that was a big part of it for us. It was just a nice sort of thing for us to do after a long few days. Yeah,
can you choose the weapons based on the boyfriend that they are?
So the premise is that people can turn into swords, but not everybody.
Okay.
So you as the player can't turn into a sword. You're what's known as a wielder. Whereas all the boyfriends and girlfriends, I'm not quite sure why they went with boyfriend dungeon, because there's girls, you can date girls in it too. they are all swords that you'll find. So you find a sword and you pick it up and they'll be like, what are you doing? I'm a person. And you're like, oh, whoops, sorry, let's go on a date. And then you go on dates, and then if they like you, then they'll be like, let's go and I'll be your sword. And then that gives you perks for like whatever, for like the dungeon crawler part of it. I don't think the perks are like good enough for it to be like, and the game's not really hard enough for you to go like, oh, I've got to have that perk in order to. I'm sure someone could, but that doesn't seem the point to me. The point to me, in my mind, is just like, oh, I like that character. I want them to go and be on the dungeon crawl.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, and then you get perks alongside with that. So we got really carried away with this character called Valeria, I think, and she's a dagger. And she gives you like, if you dodge, it temporarily confuses the enemies around you.
Nice.
That's a really good perk. But more importantly, Valeria is the coolest thing ever. She's awesome. And there's also like douchey characters in it. There's like, there's like really like not very nice people to go out with, but you can go out with them if you really want to.
I imagine they're like really powerful weapons, but then you've got to like put
maybe
up with them.
I haven't got that far.
Are they all called Brad?
I haven't met a Brad yet.
Okay.
I think, what was the douchey? There was one douchey guy. What was his name? He was called
Zach.
yeah. He was called like Flash or some shit. I don't know.
Flash,
something gross. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Flash.
Yeah. No, I really recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's on Game Pass, so nothing to lose.
Yeah.
As Dav likes to tell us.
I haven't said it once.
Yeah. No, but you're right. I wasn't on board with the Game Pass thing, but here I am. Plugging it myself now.
Many boyfriends later.
Yeah, many boyfriends later. Yeah, go have a go of it. It's a fun little romp.
Yeah, fun little romp. I like that. Amazing. Gents, should we do a quiz?
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Just gonna get my pulled out. Join in. There we are. Question number 1. Here we go. Order these 3 Assassin's Creed games by release date. Okay.
Come on, they all have dog shit names.
Brotherhood.
I know exactly what you're doing is here. Yeah.
Syndicate. Or Unity.
Oh, okay.
Just order them by.
I thought you were going to do the China, Russia, India ones.
No. That would have been because they're DLC as well. That would have been really hard and harsh.
They're their own games. They're just rubbish.
I think I remember which ones are which.
Brotherhood, Syndicate, and Unity. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Press enter.
Yeah.
Brotherhood. You both got it. You both got a point.
Because Unity's the French one, and then Syndicate's the English one.
Which is the one that was complete and utter garbage.
Unity.
That's interesting that Syndicate was after that, but Unity was basically unplayable for a certain time, wasn't it? That's what I read. It was like they patched the hell out of it. It was like, well, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. And then Syndicate came along, was quite fun actually. And then they took a year off after Syndicate to make Origins. That's the problem though, is that with any game, like it's always the one, like you have a rubbish game, it's always the one after gets punished.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty Ghosts came out, and it was the first one for Xbox One and PS4, and sold mega bombs. And then the one after it got punished because Ghosts was garbage.
Yeah.
And then Unity was garbage, and then Syndicate got punished.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not. It's a shame. Because Syndicate, I was interested in. I wasn't. I just read so many crap things about Unity that.
Syndicate's fun, man. Like Syndicate's fun now. I played it last year for the first time.
Yeah. I remember you saying you went through the Assassin's Creed. That would have been.
Did you ever catch up with all of them in the end?
I got to Origins, got about 6 hours through, and I'm like, this world is too big.
Yeah, it's like just very quickly, I went back in and played Ghost of Tsushima recently, like I said, and like comparing that to like Valhalla, it's just different. It's completely different. Like Valhalla was massive but everything was the same. Every activity you could do was like one of 3 things. It just got bored. It just got boring after a while. Dull. Anyway, question number 2: which year did the Xbox Kinect debut? I got 3 options: 2009, 2010, or 2011.
I actually came up with one of those answers before you said it, so I'm going to say that that's probably it.
Go with your
Zach
gut.
knows everything.
Go with your gut.
But I don't remember. I never had it.
I've got an answer. I never had it.
I had it. And
wow.
It was
I never heard anything good about it.
It was fine. It was.
I heard fine things about it.
It was clever, but it was just trying to compete with the Wii, but it didn't have that many good games. That's all. What'd you guys go with? 3, 2, 1, go. Dav, what'd you go with?
2009.
You both went 2009. You're both wrong.
Whoa.
It's 2010.
Really?
2010. Right, I'm going to upset and anger both of you here because this is a Pokemon question, but this is not the best Pokemon. Oh no. What is the worst Pokemon game according to Metacritic?
Ooh.
Is it Emerald, Black 2, White 2, or Sword and Shield?
Oh.
Are
these the 3 worst?
These are the 3 worst.
That's mad because I've just played through Emerald and it was sick. Oh yeah, by the way, finished my Nuzlocke on Emerald.
Hey!
Oh dang!
Yeah.
You got through it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude! As you know, I failed my Ruby one when I was playing, and I just didn't go back to it. I couldn't face it.
Dude, try it with a randomizer.
Okay.
It's so fun. I did it on run 4. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Emerald,
what's the worst one? Emerald, Black and White 2, or Sword and Shield? These 3 are the worst. I was surprised to see Sword and Shield there. I'm not going to say that is. Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
I think they review weirdly Pokemon games, especially if you're going to review Emerald. It's like, well, what are they expecting from Emerald?
Yeah, right.
that they didn't get in Ruby and Sapphire. Like, what are they actually expecting? And like Black and White 2, it's like, well, you're not getting any new Pokemon, so. And then Sword and Shield was boring, but it was a breath of fresh air.
Right. Did you guys have answers?
Yeah, I've changed it.
3, 2, 1, press enter. You both went Sword and Shield. It's actually not the worst.
Black and White 2?
It's actually not Black and White 2 either.
What?
Emerald got 76 out of 100 on Metacritic.
I thought people liked that.
It's the worst reviewed mainline Metacritic game. Like, Let's Go got a higher score than all 3 of those. That was 83.
Man.
It's crazy.
They'd be tripping.
Crazy.
They'd be tripping. Emerald's got a better story than Red, Blue and Yellow. And Gold and Silver. Mad.
Yeah.
I never really liked the Team Magma, Team Aqua thing.
I know, but then once you get through it all, there's the whole thing with like Kyogre versus that's
true.
Groudon, and then Rayquaza's got to come in and be like, yo, stop fighting, you're destroying the world.
That is good.
That could be used just in general as well, like to everyone right now. Stop fighting, destroying the world. Question number 4. Which of these is the best-selling game series from the list below? God of War, Metal Gear, or Tekken? Boys, you're taking your time.
You're God of War in your time.
You're God of War in your time.
There's a lot of God of Wars. There's a lot of Tekkens. What was the other one?
Metal Gear.
Oh. Do you know it's been like 10 years since, or 5 years? No, how long is it? 5 years since Phantom Pain.
Yeah, 2015 because they've just started
yeah.
closing all the multiplayer stuff on the online stuff on the Xbox 3s. No,
Xbox One.
Xbox One, yeah, and the PS4, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that game. I never finished it because we were in college, and I was just like, I don't have the time for this. Genuinely don't have the time for it. Okay,
right.
3, 2, 1, press enter, guys. What are you going with? Zach went with Metal Gear. One of you's right, by the way. And Dav Gape went with Tekken.
Yeah.
It's Metal Gear. So God of War got 51 million. Tekken also 51 million. Metal Gear 56.9.
Wow.
It's quite impressive because there's not that many Metal Gear games. Like there is, but there's loads of Tekken games and there's loads of spin-offs.
You know what? I reckon it was Ground Zeroes that got it because it was a smaller one, so it was cheaper.
It's a good shout. Good shout. Question number 5. Which game from this list of 4 did not come out in 2010?
Ooh.
Alan Wake, Dark Souls, Fallout New Vegas, Mass Effect 2.
Same again.
Alan Wake, Dark Souls, Fallout New Vegas, Mass Effect 2.
I think I might know this.
One of those games did not come out in 2010. Which one?
One more time.
Alan Wake, Dark Souls, Fallout New Vegas, Mass Effect 2.
I think I know this.
It's a great year.
It's a good year.
2010
for games.
was a very good year for games. Up there with 2007, 1998. Also very good years.
Yeah.
2017, not bad.
2017, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah, I'm not happy
3,
with
2,
it.
1, press enter. Daft Gape, what'd you go with?
Ooh, Fallout New Vegas.
And Zach has the right answer, and it's...
Dark Souls.
It is Dark Souls.
2009.
2011.
2011,
Yeah,
yeah.
2011. 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, I was quite shocked with that. Alright, let's play that kazoo, baby. Okay.
I'm rubbish at these.
Let me just, tell me if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what game is that?
That's all I'm gonna play, okay?
No!
What?
Yep.
Oh, that's so difficult. Wait, do it again.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow,
I know
I
the
really-
trailer.
I don't know this at all.
Which one is it?
It's gonna eat you alive. Yeah, that's exactly it. You know it.
I have no idea.
Zach, I would hazard a guess and say I think you've played this game.
I bet I haven't. I feel like every time we say this, it's something
Yeah.
I've never heard of.
Final Fantasy 13.
All right.
Okay. Zach, do you have an answer?
I have an answer.
3, 2, 1, press
It's
enter.
wrong.
Zach, what did you go with?
Oh, damn it. I went with Yoshi.
Dav, what is the answer?
Damn it.
I don't want to set the
The
world
world
on fire.
That's
Damn it.
exactly it. I love
I
that.
have played this.
I thought that
Oh,
was...
that trailer where they go into the bus.
Yeah,
Or
go
they've
to the
come out
bus.
on
It's so good, though. It's so,
so
good.
good.
I love that. Was one of my favorite things to start that game up, just hearing that song. It's so good. So good. Okay, question
great game.
number 7. I'm going to apologize for this one straight up. Just sorry.
Is it Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy in one?
Yes! How did you know? You know me too well. Right, here we go. Okay, I'm sorry for this one. It's true to say that I'd be lying if I didn't doubt you detect which game I'm talking about.
Got it.
Say it again.
Oh yeah.
It's-
Thanks, Bondos. It was Fallout 3. You didn't say it out loud.
Oh yeah, did we not say Fallout 3? There we are.
No.
We just sang the song. It was Fallout 3.
We're only here for
Oh.
hardcore fans.
Yeah,
So,
we
you
sometimes
didn't tell it.
forget as well that people listen to this podcast because I'm shocked that people do. That's often why.
Not only listen, but they don't see where we write the
Yeah,
answers.
we write the answers
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I should probably. Yeah. Anyway, it's true to say that I'd be lying if I didn't doubt you detect which game I'm talking about. That is
Okay.
a load of
I
bollocks.
think I know what this
There's
is.
a load
but
of bollocks in that, but
Yeah.
kind of works. Okay.
It's not a game I've. Not a
Okay.
game I've played.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. You both got it. It's LA
Yay.
Noire. Yay!
I
honestly,
never get those. Those are hard.
No, I said I wrote this one down earlier, and then Rosie was like, "What game is that?" And she was like, "I want to be a detective." So we might play that game together. She's going to be the detective. I'm just going to do the running around stuff. And she's going to be like, "Okay,"
Cute.
because
Apparently, the Switch version is very different. So
oh really?
check in. I don't know which one would be best to play.
Oh, I know they changed it, didn't they? They changed the wording.
Yeah, I think the Switch one is supposed to be easier to understand.
Oh, interesting.
Because I really struggled when LA Noire first came out. Because like you got to read their facial expressions, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, and they'd always look like this.
yeah, like the faces were rubbish, and also like they're supposed to be lying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how easy are you trying to make it? Like, because that person looks like they're telling the truth,
Yeah.
but are they supposed to look like that? It's like,
For those wondering what kind of face I was pulling then, think of the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like
Yeah.
trolling people. It's exactly the face that I just tried to pull. All right, question number 8. Bowser's original design was supposedly based on which animal? Was it a crocodile, an ox, or a pig?
that's fun. Ooh, that's. All right. I'm going for this one. I've tried to work out how your brain works.
Okay.
And that's why I've gone for this one.
Bowser's original design was supposed to be based on which animal? A crocodile, an ox, or a pig? Do you guys have answers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. You both went with ox, and you're both right as well.
Yeah.
It is ox. I've got a little snippet of information. This isn't about why they stopped using ox. This is actually what it is actually based on. So he was eventually inspired by a dragon turtle, which is a legendary Chinese creature that combines 2 of the 4 celestial animals of Chinese mythology. It is the body of a turtle with a dragon's head. And if you go online and type in a Chinese dragon turtle and go on images, there's a red and green one that honestly, you see it and you go, that's Bowser. That's exactly what they saw. And that's Bowser. Zach, you're doing that right now, aren't you?
What am I looking at?
So look, Chinese dragon turtle, and then go on images, and there should be a green and red one.
So Johnny, did you?
It's very Bowsery.
Yeah, it does
Did
look
you
Bowser.
pick crocodile because of Donkey Kong, and then pig because of Ganondorf?
I want to say yes to make me sound clever, but no, I literally just picked them because they sounded hilarious.
Because it's King K. Rool from Donkey Kong.
No,
and then you've got Ganondorf from Zelda.
I did think of Pig with the Zelda, but like I just thought of Pig, and I was like, oh yeah, it's also Zelda. But that's not.
Johnny, always thinking of Pig.
Always Johnny. Johnny. That's what they call me. They don't, but I wish they did. Anyway, 2009. Question number 9. In 2009, THQ sent a gold-plated console to the Queen, which was later rejected and returned to the company. But which console did they send? Was it a PS3, a Wii, or an Xbox 360?
Wait, so the Queen of England?
The Queen of the British island that we call
the Commonwealth.
Britain and Northern Ireland.
Wow.
And yes, that Queen. Was it a PS3, was it a Wii, or an Xbox 360?
Who sent it?
THQ sent a gold-plated console to the Queen. Can't believe they rejected it.
THQ do it? Well, I don't think she's allowed to. Oh no, of course she's allowed to accept stuff. She's the Queen. Okay, let's go with.
Who you guys going
I
with?
feel like there was a lot of stories about this kind of thing where you get gold-plated this and gold-plated that.
Why aren't I getting gold-plated things?
Yeah. Would you keep it or would you sell it?
I'd sell it instantly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I need the money.
I don't need a. Yes, I don't need a gold-plated.
It's all about the money.
Like.
All right. Do you guys have answers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Gape, what'd you go with?
PS3.
Zach, what did you go with?
I went with a Wii.
One of you is right. It's the Wii.
Ooh.
They sent a gold-plated Wii.
That sounds like the kind of shit that they would do.
All right, last question, boys.
Yes, Queen.
Hey. Last question. Here we go. Here comes the wheel of misfortune. Who's it going to be?
Shit.
Just going to spin it
That
quickly
week.
just to get it. Here we go. It is Jonny. Okay. Here we go. Here's a question. Because it's a question. How many different characters can male Shepard choose to romance in Mass Effect 2? 7,
Is it?
8, or 9?
I've never played the Mass Effect games.
Oh man, don't. I genuinely, I almost cried at the end of playing the trilogy. Legitimately, I was very upset because I love those games so much.
I've only completed the first one, but I know that trilogy is Shag City.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Is it 7, 8, or 9 though? That's the question. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Zach, what did you go with?
I went with a conservative 7.
And Gape, what did you go with?
I went for the Nymphomaniac 9.
Well, it is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of romancing goes down on that little ship.
Which is called?
I can't remember. The Normandy. That's the one.
The Normandy.
Whew! Don't put me on the spot like that. I barely remember my own name.
It is piloted by?
I can't remember. Joker. That's the one. Whew!
Joker. Played by?
Oh, what's his name from Family Guy?
Yeah.
That guy. And also Austin Powers
Who
is
from Family Guy?
Dr. Evil's son, Scott.
Seth Green.
Seth
Green.
Green. Throw me a freaking bone here, Scott. Anyway, we have We have a final score, and it's a close one. It has been won, so it is a close 1-1. That's been won by Zach Hamilton.
Hey,
yay!
Zach wins 5-4. Really close, really close.
Chicken Patty will be happy about that.
Yeah, ACP having fun. That is the end of podcast number 66. Do you know what would be amazing if we could go on Route 66 and do this podcast? That won't happen, but still, that would be nice. Thank you for listening today. Thank you if you're watching us after tonight. You're listening to us beyond Thursday. That's great as well. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Follow Dav EG. That wasn't an example. That was Dav EG. I just put a space. I don't know why I just paused in the middle. That was weird. Follow our Patreon page. Go over to Green Man Gaming. All of those kind of things. You can find Dav is streaming. Most of us are not because we're busy boys. We love you, Dav Weeks. Dav Weeks is doing some really cool stuff right now. That's why he's not here. Sorry to disappoint Chicken Patty, because we all know that's why she comes. Chickpea. And that's it. Just join the Discord if you want to. Gents, thank you so much. It's been lovely. It's been lovely.
Always is.
I think it's time for us to go. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.